How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we're going to talk about this transgender woman, man. I'm not quite sure what to call this person, but they were totally offended, triggered to the max when they got quote-unquote misgendered by mistake. Now, I do have video of this, but before we get to the video, I got to tee it up a little bit first. The person in question went to a Gamestop. I guess they were trying to get a cash refund, but they were only offered store credit in return. I don't know why, but that's what it was. At this point is when they get offended, is when they get triggered because they're not getting what they want. They start cussing. A lady says, "Sir, I need you to calm down." And that's when everything just went downhill. So we're going to go ahead and roll this clip. I'm going to talk about everything that's in that clip afterwards, give you my 2 cents, then wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
No, we're not doing credit. You're going to give me my fucking money back.
So right here, he's already mad. He's saying, look, we're not doing credit. Give me the effing money back. And by the way, there's a lot more F-bombs in here, so language warning.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Are we talking about roid rage or what? Look, don't blame the GameStop cashier. You look like a male still. You're not very convincing. You got some convincing transgenders out there, people like Blair White. I mean, it's kind of convincing. If I would see Blair White in public and I didn't know who that was, I would say, okay, that's probably a woman. This person right here, I mean, the 1995 to 2000 16-year-old schoolgirl attire does not make you appear to be a woman. You got broad shoulders, you got a deep voice, a powerful voice. You sound like a man, you act like a man, and the way you dress in does not really make you into a woman. You know, I'm not convinced. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And by the way, it's nothing against people that are LGBT or nothing like that. I have a quote-unquote uncle, like an adopted uncle, that is kind of transgender. And when they dress up, I'm kind of convinced. I'm like, okay, I can see what you're doing there. He still looks masculine, kind of, but it's like, all right, you trying to make something work. But this guy right here with the Britney Spears fangirl outfit ain't convincing nobody. But let's keep going.
I need your corporate number because I'm going to call them and talk about how it's misgendered several times in this store.
I apologize for that.
I need your corporate number now.
Look at his shoulders. I mean, nothing about this person right here would just scream, okay, they're transitioning or whatever. They might have breasts or something, but I'm sorry, man. You're just not doing a very good job. And your voice and the way you're just really aggressive like that, it's not convincing. And regardless of whether you're convincing or not convincing, it's still not right just to be screaming on somebody in the store like that. But let's keep it rocking.
Get it for me now.
I'm going to ask you to calm down and stop cussing.
Give me your corporate number. Well, I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man, because quite clearly I am not.
And I apologize. I'm sorry for that, ma'am. I will get you that number. Is that okay?
Yes, get it for me now.
I'm asking you to stop
Get it
cussing.
for me now. I'm not cussing. I'm not cussing. Okay. Give me the damn number now, please. Ooh.
He said somewhere one more time, but he slipped. He slipped. The cashier is doing all he can to help this person. Like, you're not going to intentionally antagonize somebody in the GameStop. I wouldn't. You know, if the person says, hey, can you call me ma'am? I do it. I play along because really, I'm trying to have this transaction go as smoothly as possible. I don't want you to be upset, call corporate, get me fired, or nothing like that. I want you to have a nice time. I want everybody to feel like they're welcome in this particular store where I work at. That's my job. That's what I got to do. But if I see Brock Lesnar in schoolgirl clothes and I call him sir by mistake, don't shoot me. I'm sorry.
Ma'am, I apologize. I apologize, ma'am. I will get you that number right now.
No, you're just gonna keep bumping your gums. You're just gonna keep bumping your gums and disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire LGBTQ community. You're going to lose money over this.
Well, that pretty much wraps it on up. I mean, really, dude, sir, ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm really kind of confused. You're not really doing a good job representing yourself as a transgender person. As a human being in general, you can't go in there, scream on people, be cussing in public because you're not getting what you want. Let's be clear. This whole tirade did not start because of his appearance or what he identifies as or nothing like that. It was about a dispute as it relates to the return he was trying to do. I saw he had a receipt in his hand at the very beginning and you heard him, whatever. I don't want credit. Just give me the effing money back. That's how it started. See, right from the beginning, he was wrong. And then things just kind of got out of control once the sirs started to fly. The person in question let their emotions get the best of them. Okay. I actually misgendered somebody before. It was a woman that did not appear to be any kind of LGBT or whatever. It just happened to look kind of masculine, kind of tomboyish. I'm in the subway, right, about to get my sandwich. And then they asked me a question. I said, yes, sir. And then they were like, did you just call me a sir? I'm like, I'm sorry, my fault. And then that was it. When they said that, I was able to just look and say, I'm sorry. And then realize, okay, that's a woman right there. It's because they got like this little do-rag or something does not mean that they are a male or they identify as a male. Something else you can't really do is assume somebody's gender. People like this will also say, don't assume my gender. How am I going to know what gender you identify as? I have no clue. I'm just going to say sir because it's common. So I can't really say ma'am either because that's uncommon and that might not be right. So either way it goes, I'm going to lose. I'm going to just say the most common thing because that'll probably be my best bet rather than saying something that's uncommon and being wrong. Okay. Personally, I don't care what you identify as. You can identify as an attack helicopter, an M1 Abrams tank. You can identify as a pair of chancletas. You can identify as Thanos. Whatever you want to identify as, that's your personal business. I don't really care. But don't get mad at me because I don't quite know what you identify as. And then when you want me to call you ma'am when I just met you and never seen you before, it's hard for me to do that if you have this masculine appearance. If you're looking like you can hit railroad spikes with John Henry or chop down trees in one fell swoop like Paul Bunyan, and you tell me to call you ma'am when I just met you, and your voice is not really, your voice sound like mine, you built like me, it's going to be kind of hard for me to do that. Give me a little bit of time to get accustomed to you, to get to know you a little bit, and then I can just understand what you like to be called. Because some people, they go on Twitter, they have like the little space in their bio where it has their pronouns. Okay? If I've never followed you on Twitter, I don't know you before this day, then how am I going to know what your proper pronouns are? Do I just call everybody they, them? What do I do? The craziest thing about this is that I think in Canada, they're talking about potentially locking you up for misgendering somebody. I'm not sure if that law's in the books, if it's proposed or what the case may be, but that's ridiculous because there's no way for me to really know what you like to be called. And common culture over here in the West is to refer to people that appear to be male as sir and those that appear to be female as ma'am. It's a sign of respect, really. When I say yes sir to somebody, they're kind of taken back. It's like, wow, are you in the military or something? You know, people don't really say yes sir, no ma'am. I was always taught by my parents to refer to men as sir and women as ma'am. My dad would get mad at me if I didn't say yes sir to my granddad and yes ma'am to my grandma. He would get upset. Like, it'll really be a conversation. Like, you need to say yes sir, show respect. So now I have to just discard all the way I grew up because of one incident. It's not my fault. That cashier is not going to get fired because Brock Lesnar came in there and told him to call him ma'am and threw a roid rage fit. So that's pretty much all I got. What say you? Do you think this person was inappropriate by coming in there yelling, screaming, and hollering? Look, if you're a trans person, more power to you. That's your business, not mine. But you have to understand that most people don't really understand that world. And the common thing to do is refer to somebody as what they appear to be out of respect. Okay. rather than saying, hey, yo, or you got to refer to somebody as something. Sir and ma'am is the general way you show respect in America and most of the Western world. Am I wrong for what I'm saying? Am I overlooking something? I'm not being homophobic. Like I said, I don't care about that. That's your business. Just let's let each side live and have that be that. No more of this acting the fool in the GameStop when you're trying to get some store credit. You probably were trying to return Fallout 76. I like that game, but that's a different story. You probably were trying to return that and were upset that you didn't get straight cash for it. Then we're going to give you store credit. But that's pretty much all I got to say. Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace. Also, join the website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN. Sign up to the newsletter. So regardless of what happens here on YouTube, my social media, which is in the box below, you'll be able to get up to the moment notifications, whatever I do, anything that needs your particular attention. Also, subscribe to the ABO podcast on Patreon. Follow me everywhere else. Donate through PayPal. That's all I got. See y'all next time.